You're good.
No lo vean.
No, no, no.
Alright, good evening everyone, my name is Miguel Maldonado, and I'm here to talk about some facts about schizophrenia in the United States and how it affects people who live in the United States. So I found some pretty interesting facts about schizophrenia in the United States. In the United States, about 2.7 million cases of schizophrenia are documented each year, and about 10% of those cases I found that people who live with schizophrenia, 10% of them commit suicide or can develop a drug and alcohol abuse problem. So this is that number, 2.7 million people. That's more than the residents of Wyoming and North Dakota combined. So that's a lot of numbers. And these people, if they're not treated correctly and they're not treated in time or diagnosed in time, they could develop severe problems and could be hazardous to their health. So what is schizophrenia? Schizophrenia it's a disorder that affects how a person feels, thinks, or acts, and it can make people it can make it difficult for people to distinguish between what is real and what is actually happening, what is imaginary to themselves, and what isn't happening in their lives. So what causes schizophrenia? Schizophrenia has not a main cause, there's not a concrete cause for it, but scientists have actually found that there are two main causes for schizophrenia: chemistry and genetics. So why chemistry? There are chemicals in our brain that most of us have and that are balanced, but people with schizophrenia have a couple of chemicals in their brain that are unbalanced that include serotonin and dopamine, which can cause the people to develop schizophrenia. And now, why genetics? It's pretty obvious. People in your family, if you have schizophrenia, it can run in your family and it can cause you to inherit the problem and someone can develop it easier. So there's actually 5 types of schizophrenia. It's not just one main concrete one. There's disorganized, catatonic, residual, paranoid, and another form of schizophrenia known as schizoaffective disorder. And even though these are very different forms of schizophrenia, they all show very similar symptoms. And what are these symptoms? These symptoms can include changes in behavior, social withdrawal, delusions, even hallucinations, people thinking that, seeing things and hearing things that aren't actually happening. And there's other symptoms that are related to schizophrenia that include, they're called cognitive symptoms, mood symptoms, and deficit symptoms. And now you might be asking why there's a picture that says, "I think I'm being watched." Many of these people with schizophrenia believe they're actually being watched or under complete scrutiny the whole time, which can cause them to, again, cause social withdrawal and affect them from communicating with people outside of their house, or develop during their teenage years, and they develop social disorders. So what is the actual treatment for schizophrenia? There's actually no known cure for schizophrenia. So the only treatments for schizophrenia that include medications such as antipsychotics that can include fluoxetine or perfluorocin. And aside from medication, actually treatment of family therapy or social skills training and individual therapy can actually help with people and their condition and treating their condition. And actually, even though they're treated with these conditions, their conditions require lifelong treatment. Even after their symptoms have calmed down or they're not showing these symptoms anymore, they have to continue their treatment and their therapy because these symptoms can come back very easily and can affect them in the long run. So, the point of this speech was to show that schizophrenia is very common in the US, but the hardest part about people with schizophrenia, it's very hard for them to be identified because some of these symptoms show up usually in between the teenage years, 17, 28, and maybe people just choose to blow it off they choose to blow it off as mood swings or anything like that. So many people just choose to avoid it and not make anything real of the real condition. But as I said before, the point is when people don't listen to the symptoms or see the symptoms, they could develop hazardous side effects and could end up being in death or something like that. And so the point is, if you think of anyone or see anyone showing these symptoms, you might want to talk to them or talk to a professional and show them that they can be helped and they can live a normal life like us or like anyone. Thank you for your time, and that's it.